Hello Pisces, welcome to Demella Universe. We are Velastri. Thank you so much for joining us. This is for the sun sign of Pisces. And Pisces, this is your Aries season reading for 2023. Beautiful Pisces. Aries is first house energy. That is the Emperor energy, the divine masculine energy, the physical realm. So it's about how you be in the physical, how you manifest in the physical, how you present yourself, your physicalness, how you are seen, how you show yourself, your physical form, your physical being. And in this Aries season, there's a focal point of the expression of you, not limited to it. There's much happening in Aries season, but this season 2023 we are receiving that the focal point is the expression of you, how you express yourself in behavior, in personality, in how you dress, in how you look, tattoos, piercings, etc. So for example, you might go for a haircut or hair maintenance, a touch-up every 2 weeks or every month, and yes, you might put some thought into it. But this time around, you're really having a look at yourself in the mirror and wondering, does this really fit me? Does this really suit me? Is this really me, or have I outgrown this? Am I doing this to please people at work? It doesn't feel like me. You are really finally feeling yourself, wanting to express yourself fully from the depths of your soul, from the truth of you. And it's not to please people. It's literally for the pleasure of you, for the true authentic expression of you, Pisces, and not only in appearance, in everything, in all ways, whether it be what you do, how you express yourself, how you spend your time, in all aspects of your life. Okay, Pisces, let's see how this Aries season affects you, what's coming through for you this Aries season, Pisces. We can feel that you've already been going through a lot of shifts at this time. Taking risks. And gateway. Okay, Pisces. So taking risks. Stepping out of your comfort zone, doing that which really resonates with you, doing that which is the freedom of you, the truth of you, the expression of you, and not holding back, setting yourself free. And this feels like breaking free, even from things you enjoyed doing, but were almost keeping you back, suffocating you. They were almost a restriction, a limitation. There was a codependency or dependency upon them, or a comfortability, and you finally releasing and saying, actually, this no longer feels right. And as much as I used to enjoy it, and as much as I'm used to it, and it's easy for me just to stay here, it's time for me just to let go and see what's going to happen on the other side. And you're just letting go. You're letting go. There's a huge key energy within you that wishes to express itself fully in the way that Source sees you, and it might not really be in a way which you understand or a way which you thought was for you. It might be a path which is completely new, and it might be scary because you're thinking, oh, but Source, I really wanted to go that way, and you're asking me to go this way. I don't know if I want to get there this way, because I was more comfortable doing it that way. And Source is saying, yes, we know you were comfortable at ease going there, but that was you holding a lot of energies responsible for your well-being. This way, you're coming back to Source, you're coming back to you, you're coming back to truth. And yes, it might be a longer way, or it might be a way which takes a bit more effort on your part, but trust, it's the way that truly honors who you are, and the reward is far greater than you can ever imagine, because Source sees you from this bird's eye view, the whole landscape. And Source is saying, don't just look at the now and the here and what's happening now and here and freak out and think nothing is happening and think it's going so slow, or think that you are failing or you're doing badly. The path that you are feeling aligning to Source, it's so powerful, it's so beautiful, and it's really you. It just requires a full liberation for you. And we see it here with the gateway. It's a whole new path, and it brings about a whole new way of being, a whole new reality, a whole new dimension, a whole new expression of you. So you are changing into a whole new being. And so Source is saying it's literally the caterpillar and the butterfly. And you are so used to being in the caterpillar frequency, to what brought you stability, to what brought you comfort, to what felt good, that it might feel a bit intimidating for you to let this go and just be that which is truly you. I guess a little bit of an example for us, a silly one. We know we keep saying it, but it's just what keeps popping into our minds. For us, it's the most physical evidence. We're receiving this. We have been feeling this on a whole lot of levels. But the most obvious one, which might be easy for you all to sort of like, as a metaphor, is, again, we were asked to release Jim because of the energies and just the connection. The work that we do requires us to be open at all times. And so being open in that space, even though for us it felt like it was a time of grounding, we were actually interacting, or we were connecting to so many energies unawares, and it was actually keeping us in quite low frequencies without us really noticing, because we were almost used to it. Only when we left the gym and released the contract, we felt this lightness, this buoyancy, and we're like, whoa, we didn't know we were actually that heavy. Wow, that's fascinating. And it required us a change where we're now doing a home exercise routine, which has been taking a shift. We can see our body change. It's not the form we are used to, not really as strong, not really as fit as the equipment that gym allows. You know, it's a difference. And we know that we can slowly build back into something that works for us, but it was a bit of a frustration. We were like, but Source, it's so much easier just to go there 2 hours. I know what to do and I'm back, and then I can do everything else. Now it's just slow and trying to think how to work out these different aspects. And we know it must sound really silly, but for us, the physical exercise literally allows us to feel physically based, because the rest of our day we are literally just receiving light codes. We're in the non-physical. We are literally spirit 24/7. And doing physical exercise is the only time we actually feel grounded, in the sense of we are here in physical form. Otherwise, our journey has brought us to such a place of solitude that we are simply always just channeling, or constantly in the spirit realm. We are hardly human. We are hardly in the physical. So for us, it was just a way for us to feel solid, to feel, oh, okay, we're actually in physical form, okay. So for us to release that way and to trust that, yes, our body is going to take a new shape, and yes, we're going to have a new form, and this form is actually how Source wants us to be. And yes, maybe the old form served Lasala when he was doing modeling and blah, 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 but this new form will serve you as you do. We have no idea what we're going to be doing, because that's the discovery. So Source is saying for each and every single one of you, you might be finding that you are shifting from ways of being and routines which really brought you stability, which really brought you a grounding. And all of a sudden, you are asked to release and to do something completely different, asked to release these relationships, asked to release this work, asked to release this home, asked to release this way of being, and to completely adapt a whole new way. And it might be feeling a little bit confusing, thinking, oh, but is it really right? Because it's just not, you're not comfortable in it anymore yet, or yeah, you're not comfortable in it yet. It's like you're now a butterfly and you have wings, but you're used to crawling all the time, and now you have to fly. And crawling is a very different way of exercise and movement than flying. And so now you're thinking, but this is going to really change how I look, and it's going to change how I do, and it's going to change how I express it. And so it's saying, release the mind, release in the mind what you are used to being, or how you are used to being, and allow the experience, because you're going through a huge metamorphosis during Aries season, to truly present yourself in the fullest energy of who you are, and to trust that the path you're being shown is a path of abundance. Because yes, maybe finances are not as fluid as they used to be in your old life. Relationships are not as as abundant, like not so many as they used to be in your old life. Like things are maybe not as abundant in general, and Source is saying you are building up on a new frequency, and trust that frequency is so abundant. Source has a bird eye view on where you are going, and it's magnificent. Just trust the beginning point, because right now you're at the start, and yes, it seems that it's difficult, or it's new, and there's not much happening, there's not much momentum, and Source is saying trust, it's going to build up. You are really stepping into a whole new way of being, a whole new reality, a whole new you. Really envision yourself as a whole new being, and allow yourself to discover how you now feel aligned to express yourself, to be and dress, and to do what you want to engage in, and the new energies you wish to co-create in. Just be light, be fluid, and be allowing, and just trust the process. There's much happening to you. And if you're finding yourself that, oh goodness, but there's not much happening, there's a bit of limitation, restriction, I'm not really getting enough funds to go and do things, to go and explore, Source is saying that's because you're literally meant to be in a cocoon, integrating energies. As soon as the work that requires you to be in that isolation space is done, you will receive so much to allow you to move and to explore and to do the work where you need to do it. The delay or the restriction or the limitation isn't punishment. It's just this part of the journey requires you to be here. That part of the journey requires you to do that. So whatever is required will come in, whether it's money or resources. That part of the journey is for emotion. So now the relationship comes in out of the blue. Now a relationship comes in, like, what? Okay, that part of the journey. So it's sort of like Source is saying, you will, whatever you need for this new path will be support, will be given to you. Imagine again like your parents when you were born, and your parents gave you food and clothing and education, all that stuff that they deemed important. Source will give you what you need every step when you need it. Should Source give it to you before, you'll be utilizing it for other things which you are conditioned, things of the past, which is why right now you are being trained to be happy where you are at all times. That training allows you to release the old conditioned ways of being. In that space, when you receive something, it's not an automatic response from the past energies, but rather it's a present, active, conscious doing of what you feel is aligned to you through Source. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Knight of Wands, again, be intuitive, go with the flow. Don't think. The worst thing you can do right now is think. It's confusing you, and you're not going to get it right. Source is saying you'll not get right. And trust, we have been these past few days having huge energetic shifts, trying to figure out, Source, is this ascension, is this transcension, and this, we've been trying, and the more we've been trying, the more confuddling, until we just released it and let go, and we're just saying, okay, you know what, Right now, we feel we can't engage with crowds, so we're going to stay in. Right now, we feel we can't do that, so we can't do readings as much as we want to do the YouTube readings today. We can't do them today. We will do them when it feels right, then source. And trust that it's not going to break the flow of abundance or anything. We're going to release that kind of thinking. So it's just been doing everything intuitively, day by day, as it feels right. And that's the best way to operate, because now you are aligned with spirit. Because Source is saying, you're a unicorn, okay? You're an elven being, you're a fairy, you're a magical being, you're a wizard, you're a magician, you're a witch, you're an enchantress, you are magic, you're a star, you're a being, you are so magic and you have no idea. So you thinking is thinking using the human aspect. And so don't think. But if you tap into intuition, then you finally tap into intuition of the magical being you are, and that will guide you to where you are going and to what you are becoming. And it's all about you being present in where you are. Be present. Release the future thoughts. Release the past thoughts. Be present and follow the flow of Source. Yes, 10 of Wands. You're really releasing the past. Look. You're releasing the old ways of being, the old ways of doing, old paths, old journeys. Some of these ones you enjoyed, okay, but they're pulling you down now because they're not of you. Just as we said earlier, we had no idea how the gym was affecting us until we left, and all of a sudden we're light, and we're like, that's weird, this place, why would it make us feel so heavy? And Source is saying, it's because it's no longer your path, but you're so used to it, you're still applying to it to this lifetime. We are all Pisces. This is a new lifetime. So literally you're a new baby. Everything you used to do is no longer valid and no longer applies. It's non-applicable. It's NA, non-applicable. So every single thing that you keep on doing, which you used to do, it's adding a heaviness because it's not your path. It's as if you are born and you are giving yourself your own past, like the tradition and the cultures which were given by parents and society when you were born, you are giving it to yourself again now. And Source is saying there's no longer external people giving you how to be, but you're almost forcing yourself to be how you were. So you're giving yourself new cultures and traditions which wasn't you, which was born of a past life. And Source is saying it's time for you to be completely brand new, brand new. So release what feels that needs to be released. Just let them go. Let it go. Let them go if they are people. Let it go if it's situations and things. Just trust. And it'll come back in a way, if it's truly meant to be, if it's truly something that's meant to be, it'll come back, but in a new way that honors you. It's time to wrap up those old cycles and those tethers. Because you take risks. Just have that leap of faith and trust. Look at this. Take risks, leap of faith and trust. The Fool. It's all about the new for you, Pisces. It's all about the new. And Pisces, not everybody received this reading, okay? So understand what we're feeling for you, Pisces. It is literally a rebirth. You are literally a new person. And we have found that in some of our life experience of some of the people around us, they are not really releasing. They are not really doing much. There's transformation, but it's not like intense. It's something that feels aligned to where their path is going to anyway. Maybe a few changes in what they do or a few changes in their practices, but otherwise, pretty much it's not a 180. They still have, who they are. I mean, we have changed our name while others are still quite happy in how they are. So it's sort of like a very, and you're feeling it. You're feeling that your change is very much a lot happening in your life, while others around you, they're sort of like carrying on how they used to. And Source is saying that's because that's where they are. But for you, Pisces, 12th house energy, you are old souls. You signed up for you signed up for it, eh? The 12th house energies allows, you have every single house sign within your frequency. You are the master of learning lessons. The two fish swimming deeply. You felt how Pisces season was. That was a whopper of a season, and everybody felt it, right? But that is your natural state of being. The deepest of soul lessons, swimming deeply into the spirit and swimming deeply into the physical. So yes, you of course will have a complete 180 change of who you are. You are the embodiment of the completion of an old lifetime and the beginning of a new, a complete rebirth into a new being entirely. Embrace it. Embrace the new you and take a leap of faith into what you are feeling is aligning to you now. Take that leap of faith. Don't fear. Trust what you are feeling and let go the past, let go the burden, let go what's holding you back. That energy isn't yours anymore. That's why it feels off. That's why it feels heavy. That's why it feels like it doesn't belong. That's why it causes you frustration. That's why it causes you irritation, because it's literally not you anymore. And it's time for you to accept it and be like, okay, well, new starting point. And you can feel what you need to do. You can feel if you have to leave this situation. You can feel if you have to leave this space. And Source is saying, it's now time for you to take the steps and do it. The Knight of Wands takes fast action. You're not thinking about things. You're not calculating things. You're just feeling, time to go there, let's go. Time to leave that. Time to do that. Time to go there. And you're just doing it because it feels right. And the more you do that, the more you are releasing what is of the past, and the more you are embracing a new path which is yours. And yet you're still going back and forth. The Five of Wands. You're still thinking, oh no, but and trust us, we are also feeling this, okay? We can be very stubborn. We know us, Pisces, because when we get comfortable, we enjoy it, because we're so sensitive to energies. That as soon as we find a space where we feel happy to swim, we are happy just to stay in those waters. And Source is saying it's time for us to move into different waters, and don't fight yourself, because you know what to do. Don't second guess yourself and hold yourself back because of the comfort of the past. These two are mirroring each other because of the comfort of the past, because of the comfort of the familiarity of what's known to you. Release it. Look at these arrows pointing down. It pins you down. It holds you down. And you keep thinking, I know what to do, but but I've known them for so long, or but what happens if I don't run out of money, but what happens if I, and Source is saying, stop wanting to go back. One step forward, 100 steps back. One step forward, 100 steps back. Just keep going forward. Just keep going forward. Just keep going forward. Don't let this past energy pull you back. Go forward. Venture forward into the new. Take that leap of faith. Look at how these two, look at how they're all looking that way, saying go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward. Don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. When you move forward, you're coming into the full, true expression of you. Pisces, you're so beautiful, and because of all the energies of the 12th house, you are able to feel everything, and you're able to empathically feel what people are going through, and that has allowed this conditioning where you change your form and you people please, and a lot of who you were was based on pleasing other people. That's why Source is saying it's a whole reset where you're now being in your truth. So all of those ways of being actually weren't yours. You adopted them from other people, and it's time for you to release the adaptation of others upon your life, and for you to start new ways. That's why it's so easy to go back, because it's familiar, but it's not you. It's born of the absence of you, and it's time for you to move forward within the presence of you. And trust, it feels uncomfortable because you are thinking, but this isn't me. You're asking me to do this new thing, but this new thing isn't me. And Source is saying, it's actually you. It's so you. You just don't know it's you because you've never allowed yourself to be you. All that you have been has been other people's projections upon you. So release that and trust us as we truly guide you to who you are, because you are magic. You are so much more than what you have now, and even what you are thinking you deserve. Oh, it's so little to what you're actually going to receive as you just trust this new journey we are aligning for you. Oh, look at this. And Source is really bringing this in, that it's so much more. Two of Wands, again, look at that gateway. A whole new journey, a whole new experience to what? So much more than what you are thinking. This is you, divine creator. This is you, that Taurus energy. The Empress energy is Taurus energy because Venus is the sign of the Empress frequency, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So that second house energy, resources, stability in relationships too, bringing beautiful experiences to birth, your creations coming to life, your dreams coming true, your abundance, your manifestations, your magic. And Source is saying again, don't hold back. You're moving forward through, away from the Ten of Wands into the portal of the new, into you, into the liberation, into stability, into your power, into your divine creator space. The Fool card and the Five of Wands. Don't fight the new. Take that leap of faith. Take those risks. Don't fight the new. Don't backtrack. Don't pull yourself back. Don't argue against yourself. Don't fight the new. And the Emperor and the Knight of Wands. Empress rather, the Knight of Wands. And we're in Aries season, which is the Emperor, so a powerful blending of the divine masculine and feminine energies there again. You will be guided. You know your way. You're being guided intuitively upon the path of the Empress. The Empress doesn't have that thinking swords energy. She is a fiery intuitive, that earth energy. So you're just going within the flow, trusting what's right, trusting what you feel, trusting Source, trusting Source, trusting Source. And Source is guiding you, leading you into your Empress, into the truth of you. You're transforming into the Empress. You're becoming the magical creator of your destiny. Trust the process. It might look completely cray-cray. Look at this taking risks. Look at this desert. Look at this landscape. Look at this crazy portal. It looks like, what's happening? Where are you taking me? Why am I doing this? What's happening, universe? I'm not used to this. Why are we doing this? What's going on? And it's also saying trust. You're just coming into a powerful new beginning of you. Trust the process. Trust the steps you are shown, Pisces. You are transforming into your highest creative being. Blessed be.